podcast. I'm your host, April Burke, and tonight I have a fantastic, wonderful guest, Sally Mullins, fellow comedian and porn star. Woohoo! What's up, Sally?
I am good. It's really sweet of you to call me a star. Definitely comedian, but porn star? Okay, I hope. Maybe by the time this podcast is out, I am.
Yes, I've been promoting your stage name. Is that what they call it? What do they call that?
Yeah, they say like nom de porn, or sometimes they say work name or porn name. What's funny about this is you look a lot more like a porn star right now than I do.
I do, I know. I got the titties popping. I'm like, let me just hoe it up a little bit tonight.
Well, you're younger and you're beautiful, and hey, we both have bangs though. This is like a mother-daughter porn, so
it is. We could totally do one.
Watch out. Now, be careful if you wish for.
I know, right? Now, how did you get started in the porn industry? Did somebody approach you, or did you approach somebody?
Well, I would say in the wrong place at the wrong time. I was working at a fetish dungeon when I was like 32, and a guy came into the fetish dungeon and he wanted to produce some fetish videos. So spanking. He wasn't really interested in doing porn, certainly not in filming men fucking women. You know, he didn't even want to watch it, but he was like, hey, let's do some fetish stuff. And he really had his shit together, and really nice guy. And we still work together. I am a model for him still, but we don't co-produce. But the nice thing is we're still best friends after that was Y2K, you know? So
oh wow.
Yeah, so he basically was like, hey, like he came into the fetish dungeon, he did a spanking session with me, and there was just a really good friendship vibe. And he goes, I've been thinking about producing some fetish videos. I go, yeah, me too. You know?
Nice. I actually I looked you up. I saw you on Pornhub, and let me tell you, it's weird when you know somebody and you're watching it.
So I hear it's like fucking freaky. It's not really hot. It's like guilt, right? You feel
yes,
bad.
I felt very guilty. Like, oh my God, should I be watching this?
Hey, it's not on you, it's on me. I'm the one who's putting my pussy out there, you know?
That's true. And you do granny porn. I don't think I guess if the girl had a child at 16, maybe you're old enough for granny porn.
Yeah, I mean, it really doesn't make sense numbers-wise, because I just don't know if in any universe a 52-year-old woman could have an 18-year-old grandson. But I mean, it's like you'd really have to be on like white trash overdrive, you know. I got my period today. I'm ready to be a mom, you know.
I know, it's crazy because I've watched some granny porn where they're like in their 80s, and that's like, wow.
Yeah, that's the thing. Okay, so this is interesting because this is some insider shit. I was just on a shoot for Team Skeet yesterday. And they have a new site called Perv Nana, which is going to be their granny porn site. And the women that they're interested in shooting are like the age range of 45 to 55. So it's like young gilfs. I mean, yeah. I'm almost 52, so I'm sort of in the middle. And it's really just like older MILFs when you sort of look at it, like realistic MILFs, because the young dudes who see me as like a porn mom, those dudes are like in their 20s, and I'm the age of their real mom, and they don't see so much grandma. Yeah, I mean, grandma to them is like 70, you know?
Yeah, that's what it is to me. My grandmother would be like 86 right now, I think. So, yeah. But I was like, yeah, it's definitely more of a MILF, I think. Definitely. Now, I've made porn, homemade porn, of course.
Like
there are videos of me out there with girl on girl and girl on guy. Yes, and girl guy.
Tell me how this is great stuff. Tell me how these originated and when.
Well, I used to go to my friend's house every weekend, and we would just get trashed. And back then, I was on like cocaine and pills and stuff, so I was really out of it. But you know,
down for whatever.
Yeah, down for whatever, let me tell you. And her husband used to film and join in. And then one night we had a friend there and we all joined in.
So like guy or girlfriend was there?
Yeah, I was by myself, and then my friend who was also single, and then my married friend and her husband.
So one guy got to be with all you three hot chicks?
Yes.
I hope he was a good guy. I hope he deserved this.
Yeah, he is really nice. He's actually still really a good close friend of mine.
Nice.
And yeah, so like I'm waiting for them to come out someday, but he is my friend, so he said he would never do that to me, of course. But so I feel like I've sent enough pussy pics and tit pics, like when I was after my divorce, that something's going to show up one way someday.
You know what? Something's going to show up, but it's not going to be judged the same way as doing porn. They're going to be like, hey, you know April Burke, the one who's on that sitcom? So she sexted some guy. And you know, the word is kind of out right now, too, that leaks are leaks, and it'll probably happen, April. But I mean, like revenge porn is, you know, it's punishable. It's a felony now. I think that's gotten out there. So I think it's not as rampant as it, but yeah.
yeah, it's definitely out there. Now, you recently had a COVID test for your porn.
Yes.
How was that?
Well, it was pretty cool. Like, basically, the deal with porn is, as you probably know, we have our blood tested every 2 weeks. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
like 90% of companies, they need every 2 weeks. Some companies are okay with once a month, but industry standard is every 2 weeks. So what they had to do was add a COVID test. Well, a COVID test every 2 weeks is worth jack shit. So the COVID test has to be current and brand new every time you shoot. So there's 2 testing places in the West Valley. You go there like the day before your shoot or the day before. You know, it depends, because depends on the hours. And crew has to test too. Director, lighting, you know, they have to test too. Makeup artists. Now the COVID test is $35 and your regular blood work is $155. Sometimes the company pays, sometimes they don't. But yeah,
wow.
I got the swab. They gave us the swab in the throat. I mean, I don't know why they didn't stick it up. Maybe because we're so used to, or we're so tired of getting stuff stuck up every hole. Maybe.
Yeah, I got nasally fucked for mine twice.
Twice, huh? And the second time you're negative, right?
Yeah, yep. First time positive, and yeah. Well, actually, the first time it came back negative, but then the antibodies test came back positive.
That was the second time?
Yeah.
Because your your antibodies were just from March, so that's April, May, June, July. Yeah, it's gonna take a while. Yeah.
But it has a lasting effect on the body because I feel exhausted. I catch things so easily. I just had the flu and bronchitis that I had for 3 weeks.
It ran you down. I mean, the COVID-19 ran you the fuck down. Is your birthday in April?
I was due April 19th, born on May 4th.
Oh, May 4th is the 4th be with you. Oh,
yes.
Cool. Yeah. Yes. Oh, that's killer. You know, I'm really glad you're okay. I got really upset thinking that you were going to have COVID again, and also just really worried. And I was like, how is she going to take care of her kid? And I mean, it just must be so hard having a kid. But you know what? Like the single mom thing, like it's so hot. Guys love that shit. It's a whole fetish in itself. I mean, I don't know. I'm going to have to check singlemom.com, single mom porn. If those URLs are available, I'm going to buy them.
Hell yeah. And put me in there with Capri Suns and fruit snacks.
yeah. That's, you know, those would be the props, you know. And
yes.
The guy eating those at the end. But I love how you're drinking Guinness. That's so rad.
Hell yeah. That's my favorite beer. I like to have a cigar with it sometimes too, but with the whole respiratory thing, I'm not even fucking with that.
Yeah, exactly. With the whole respiratory pandemic, I mean, even if I have like a hit off a bowl, I feel like I'm really fucking myself over. It's not good.
Yeah, definitely.
You still drink though, huh? That's awesome.
I do. Very occasionally though, because I do have chronic pancreatitis, which will flare up if I drink too much. Yeah. And then with the kidneys too not functioning properly, like that can really mess me up too. So I'll have maybe like 2 or 3, probably once every 2 weeks. Like it's not very often.
That's great.
Yeah, but I've had a little bit more recently. I started seeing this new guy. Speaking of single parenthood, he's a single dad, which is really fucking hot. Because
I know some girls like that. I like a dog dad or a cat dad. But how old is this guy? How old?
He is 43. He has raised 3 children on his own. I think it's like 21, 18, and the other one is 9. And he was here. We went on a first date. It lasted 7 days. He came and he didn't leave. Yeah, he's coming back too this weekend. I know, crazy shit, right? He is the male version of me. Like I thought I hated myself until I met myself in the male version. I'm like, God damn, that's fucking hot.
You mean he's got really nice tits?
Yeah. No, he's been through the same traumatic experiences I have, and you know, all different kinds of stuff. And we just have like the same personalities. We have the same type of people in our lives, like, you know, the abusive ex. We have the clingy one. we have the same thing. And he actually, while he was here, he did laundry, he cooked, he cleaned, he did dishes. Like that, I told him he earned like 75 blowjobs just from that, because it was hot.
That, you know, I'm glad he's turning you on, and I'm glad you seem to really enjoy his company. And this is always a good sign when somebody sees themselves in someone. Every time my girlfriends say that, it means they like the guy.
Yes.
Okay, so the important thing, though, to me is what does he look like?
Oh, he's a hottie. He's actually, to describe him the best, I'll have to post a picture. He's like a mix of a young Jim Carrey and like Kevin Bacon. When I look at him, sometimes I look like I'm talking to Jim, and then other times it's like I'm talking to Kevin, and then sometimes it's kind of weird. I kind of see my father in there too, which is a little weird. But they do say you marry your father. So.
Yeah, that's fine. No, that rocks. I'm all about that. He sounds cute and like Irishy and stuff.
Yes.
How did you meet him?
Oh my God, we met on the most scandalous of places, plentyoffish.com.
I did not fucking know that we still had Plenty of Fish. But you know what, April? This is really weird, and I'm going to take it as a sign, because a couple of years ago, I got on OkCupid, and then I said, you know, let's try Tinder. And everyone's talking about Hinge, but I don't think Hinge has like a desktop. And from like quarantine, I really like desktop, you know, if you can go desktop. So I was like re-tapping into my OkCupid. And I think that this is meant to be. So you were on Plenty of Fish. How cool is that?
I was actually looking for some comedy material, because the guy I recorded with yesterday was on there. And that's how him and I met. I was outside of his dating range, but he saw that I was a stand-up comedian, and he was a producer. And he was like, hey, I'm producing this show. You want to be on it? And I thought, yeah, this guy's going to get me in this dark alley and like gangbang me or rape me or something. And sure enough, it turned out to be a really good paying show that was really fucking awesome. Yeah.
A live show.
A live show. And he said, hey, before we talk, why don't you get back on Plenty of Fish, see what's going on there, and then we can talk about it. And so I did, and I met this very nice disabled gentleman. I did meet a guy, well, not meet him, but because I didn't click on his message. But he had his face and then a girl playing with her pussy on the other half. That's his profile.
Okay, yeah, that's a little much.
Yeah, just a little too much. And then Ronnie, my boyfriend, his picture came up, and he just like had this like look in his eye that I like recognized, like the hurt soul, like that kind of thing. And I was like immediately drawn to that, and I'm like, I have to know this guy. And then we started texting nonstop. Then we moved to the phone. Then we were on FaceTime. And then he took me out to a great lunch at my favorite restaurant. And then he came back here, and he stayed for 7 days.
Okay. That is really cool. Like, you like people, you're a people person. You're not all hyper, and you don't have your like fucking PTSD like me, although I'm sure you do have PTSD.
I do, yeah.
Yeah, especially from some of the shit you've been through. But if this person calms you, that is really, really nice. If this person has a good effect on you, But here's the thing. I feel like I'm talking to someone. It just sounds really different where you are because nobody's going on dates here for the most part because very few restaurants are open and they're just open outside. And there's no live show. There's certainly no fucking comedy show that's paying anyone here right now. I mean, there's no live shows. Somebody tried to pull off some live shows last week and they got shut down by the health department. So you're in New York.
I'm in upstate New York. Yep, okay. Upstate New York, outside of Albany, the capital. And it's actually a really nice small town. I lived in Albany for 18 years, and then when I got pregnant, I moved back here because it's a nicer place to raise a child. It's a nice small town. And actually, Ronnie and I weren't even in the same dating radius, but somehow we got thrown together because he lives down 2 hours south of me. And somehow it just threw us together. I don't know. I had 25 miles picked and he had 50 miles on his picks. So I don't know.
It's just good shit. Now, what does he do? He's not a comedian, right?
No, he was a paramedic and now he does security because he was in the Army. He served in Korea and yeah, he's got lots of medals and stuff that he got. He's a protected veteran. And cool. Yeah, he's just really great.
Cool. Oh yeah. My God. I feel like I'm so old, but I'm still about to get my period. So
I have mine right now.
Good.
Are we cycling together?
Yeah, you see, that might be it. Zoom might do that to women's cycles, you know, their periods. Well, Ronnie, he sounds pretty cool. And I have so much new respect. New York has been through so much. I mean, I'm just so glad that kids are going to be able to go back to school.
I don't know. They haven't made their minds up yet.
Okay.
So far it's set for virtual for like, I think the first 3 months, I think they were talking about. But nothing is finalized yet. The college here in my town, SUNY Cobleskill, Ronnie's daughter is actually going there. So that was another likeness. And they start next week. She's moving in she's moving in this Friday.
Oh, wow.
And then they start next week. Yeah.
So that's grown. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. She's 18 and she's going to the culinary program. And I don't know how they're going to space them out there, but it should be interesting.
Yeah. Better than just like a classroom thing or something, maybe. Oh my gosh. Well, Ronnie sounds really cool. I'm really glad to hear that you're vibing heavily with someone.
Yes, thank you. Now you're married, aren't you?
Oh, well, okay. I mean, I am in a green card marriage with my ex-boyfriend. Basically, I dated somebody like over 20 years ago, like 22 years ago. And he's Japanese. He was one of my students. I was teaching adults and he's like 4 years younger than me. So we dated and then we lived together and then we broke up and he kept going back and forth, Japan, America. So he finally decided he wanted to stay and I went ahead and married him when I was like 37 and I'm 52 now. We need to get a divorce. He's got his citizenship, but we're just like broke and lazy. But yeah, I mean, so I'm in this long dead green card marriage. It was never, I mean, we lived together. We did not break any laws at all. And there was no, what's the word I'm looking for? There was no deceit whatsoever to the government. Right. It was totally legit marriage. But we can get divorced now, you know, we can definitely get divorced now. I mean, we're just friends and like barely that. Sometimes it's more like family at this point.
Yeah, probably after all those years. Yeah.
And I don't mean like hot taboo. So yes, I'm single and I'm always looking. And that is one thing I'm kind of struggling with right now in lockdown is that, you know, I miss vibing. I miss flirting. I miss going out for a drink. I miss falling for someone and getting rejected, whatever it is. You know, I miss being ghosted. I miss giving a hand job in the car after a couple of glasses of wine, you know? These little things. That is starting to get to me because the COVID factor does definitely throw a wrench in that. Like, I don't want to get my husband sick. He has some minor health issues. I don't want to get sick. I'm also on set. I'm on set 4 times this month. I don't want to be, I mean, I'm going to be testing, but I don't want to expose anyone, lose out to, you know, whatever. I mean,
Yeah.
just, I don't really feel comfortable right now. I will meet someone in a park, and there was one really nice guy, and I met him like earlier this year. So we rekindled, you know, our possibility in a park with masks. I'm down to do that.
There you
But,
go.
you know, we didn't really get any closer than that because I don't know. Maybe it's the busy factor that we both have going on, or maybe it's like the fear, or maybe it's
Yeah.
because I'm a dirty porn granny whore.
Nah.
It could be COVID. It could be fear of, you know, other things.
I kept looking and looking, and I would always find like these horrible guys that just treated me horribly. Lots like emotional abuse. There was one with the physical abuse too. And then I stopped looking, and I went on fucking Plenty of Fish for comedy material, and boom, there it was. And they always say it's like that, you know, like you stop looking and then it happens.
It's timing. It's timing, and it's like I say, love is a moment you get stuck in, because something great can walk right by you and you're just not open to it because you're preoccupied.
Yes.
And then you can be like, I want this at this specific time. There that person is, you know. I say it's all about timing.
Yeah, definitely. Now, do you do any of the I know they do like cam girl work. Do you do any of that kind of stuff?
Well, I'm on OnlyFans, and there is an element of that on OnlyFans. I do a lot of naked yoga. Yeah, because, you know, I need to do the yoga, so I might as well share and maybe inspire. And it helps me too. They help me. They motivate me. So I do a lot of naked yoga on cam. And I have a Saturday morning cam show as part of my website. I have this website called Jamie Foster Strips. That's who I am for porn, Jamie Foster.
Right.
And every Saturday morning, I do a little like chill webcam show, just, you know, talking, jerking off, maybe, you know.
Yeah.
They're whipping it out. That's more like an interactive one. But OnlyFans is pretty classy in the way that the guys can't see the other guys, you know?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And actually, you can't see them. OnlyFans is not like a traditional cam. Like if I want a cam with a guy off OnlyFans, I have to go on Zoom. Like I say, like the beginning of quarantine, I was helping guys jerk off on Skype, and now I'm helping them jerk off on Zoom.
Well, at least you moved to a higher platform.
Yeah. So,
now, when you're in the OnlyFans, can they take like still pictures, or is that prohibited? They can.
No, they can't. The thing that's great about OnlyFans and a lot of the premium platforms like FanCentro, Frisk, AVN Stars, Loyal Fans, is that the content is not downloadable. So there's a lot of girls doing it who do benefit from that. Number one, there's no piracy, you know, because on a website, you're offering all these downloadable clips, Russian hackers ripping them off. They go all over the world, you know, all these password sharing sites. But OnlyFans, that doesn't exist. Even if you make someone a private video, they can't hold on to it forever, I don't think. But sure,
that's good.
Somebody could always, you know, fucking just be, you know, like get you with their phone or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, old porn cam. That thing is great.
I remember in high school, I used to always say that my dream career was a porn star. I even had that. Remember that porn star company that made the shirts?
Yes.
I used to wear those.
I could see you wearing that. I mean, look, you've made some amateur porn. And amateur porn is hotter than, I mean, the only thing that, like amateur, sometimes they're making professional porns with like a homemade look. Like I don't say, like pro-am is a really kind of, you know, good buzzword. And a lot of people want, I mean, I have told you before that you could kill it because you're friendly and you've got big natural boobs, you know, and for your boobs, like you talk about how you used to be skinny or whatever, but you're still skinny for, you know, the boobs you have.
Yeah, it's hard to get like dresses because the titties are big and then the waist is tiny and the ass is tiny. Yeah.
But that's great. I mean, you would kill it on OnlyFans. And you know, you seriously would. So a lot of people are on there like I have a tutorial I'll send you, because a lot of women are on there and they're not showing nudity. They're chatting, and sometimes they get like a one-on-one relationship with somebody who's going to help them and sponsor them. And then it doesn't have to be something they're posting for everyone. It's just somebody who's really going to help make their life easier with the financial support. Oh, sorry, Ronnie. Sorry, Ronnie. I'm already messing up your new relationship.
No, he tells me I have a teenage looking pussy, and I do, because I have this hormone disorder. I never really fully developed down there.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, when I was 16, I had to use this like steroid cream, and eventually I had surgery to actually open me up because I couldn't even fit a tampon in there. And yeah, there's no real clit, like you can't see anything. And then everything, I don't have like the I don't have the inner labia or anything like that. It's just really clean cut looking like that.
Well, your body was probably defending itself.
Yeah.
You know? Your body probably closed up. I mean, a lot of things like that do happen to people. How about, how's your clit now? Has it developed a little bit now?
It's not. Ronnie said when he went down there, like, he's like, I usually find the bump. He's like, on you, there's no bump. I was like, oh. But when I touch myself, I feel like a little bump. So I don't know.
Yeah, I have a really small clit, but there's a difference between, I think well, can you get off?
I can with him. Like anybody else, I couldn't. But I think with my PTSD, I always put up a block, like, no, you can't enjoy this, because, you know, I was sexually molested as a child, and it feels good when it's happening, but it's so confusing at the same time. So you tell yourself, stop, like, you know, hang on, like, you stop. So I always had that mental block. But with him, oh my God, I had freaking multi-orgasms the other night, like multiple orgasms. And I didn't even think that was possible for me, but it happened.
He's a little older than you. That helps. He's a little older than you. Like, that's one good thing about guys who are like over 40. They've seen some shit, and they know when they've got something good, and the common sense. They have developed common sense. So that's really cool. And yeah, I mean, you've got the clit under there, but I really think that happened. I really think your body like closed up and was like, we're not going to develop. We're not going to let them in. That makes sense.
It does make sense.
Yeah, I've heard of things happening like that a lot, you know?
Yeah, and I still have to use like a steroid cream down there because I tear very easily because I'm so small. And when I had my baby, actually, the doctor was like, did you have an episiotomy before? And I'm like, no, that's just from dicks. Like, because it looks scarred from all the tearing. Like, it looks a little scarred.
Because it was too tiny. It's like a child's,
It is. Yeah, that's what he said to me one night. He's like, oh, I don't know. He's like, this is like a what do you say, a tween twat.
Barely legal.
Yeah, exactly.
You're the right age to have hustled Epstein out of some bucks too, you know?
Oh, I know, right?
you should maybe come out as another Epstein victim and rock it in comedy with a bunch of jokes, you know? And then people would be like, it's not true. Hey, who cares? By then you've gone viral, you know?
That's right.
Stand-up comedian, single mom, reveals, you know? I actually got a black wig, and I'm going to do, where is it? Ghislaine. I'm going to do Ghislaine. I just haven't found the angle, like, to be Ghislaine yet. Because sometimes I'm like, oh, I like feel for her sometimes. And then I go, fuck her. She was a bully, a predator. And then other times I'm like, he must have been forcing her, you know. There's no way Ghislaine could have been that evil. But it seems like she was. Anyway, that's going to look really weird, but
that. Well, actually, you're gonna look like my mom now because my mom has that hair color with the bangs.
Really? I believe it. I believe it. No, that's cool. Well, you look so Irish, you know. You look German too.
Yeah, I'm Irish and German and like a slice of Italian.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you're from England. You were born in England?
Yeah. I'm a quarter Irish. I'm mainly English, but I like a little bit of Irish because it gives me sort of like the turnip nose, you know. But, I was born in England. I came to Florida when I was 10. Moved to Florida when I was 10. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I grew up in South Florida.
I heard Florida can be a little wild.
Well, I think when I moved there, so I moved there in like 1978. I think it was before people knew how wild it was. and they just thought of it as this beautiful ocean paradise.
Yeah.
Now, I knew it was wild, and I was all about the wildlife, and I loved it. I loved growing up in Florida, but it was not at the time when people were like, Florida man, Florida man. But you know what I do hear, April? I think what it is that there's some sort of news permission granted that more Florida news can be exposed than in other states or something. So that's why people always, Florida is the go-to for trash, because I think there's some sort of release that Florida gets.
And with New York, everybody thinks New York City, and where I live, it's totally not New York City. It's very redneck and kind of backwoods. The people are great, though. I mean, they're very friendly and they're very caring, and they all help each other, which is great. Which is definitely totally opposite from New York City, where nobody can give a fuck really about you.
I mean, New York's got so much heart, but also it's like very intense. I mean, yeah, I like rustic and rural. I've been looking at places like outside of LA, trying to save money off my OnlyFans and my porn and buy a house. And I'm also working on some cool comedy stuff, you know, like if anything in lockdown, I feel overwhelmed because I have time to rock it. And I'm like, you better rock it. This is a great idea. When are you going to get to this? Hey, you better pay, you know, it's like, just calm down, you know, just calm down.
Yeah. And I love your comedy. I have shown maybe 3 or 4 people your special on Amazon. Sleazy Does It. I absolutely loved it. I think it was great. I totally respect you as a comedian. I think you're fabulous.
Well, you're super funny. Really well yourself. Yeah, we met through that fan. We met.
Yeah.
So that is he is very cool, and he's a character. And basically, the special, if anything, I pretty much rehearsed it in front of Dat for like a couple of months because we used to mic in person, and him and all his students would come to this spot called Fourth Wall, and I ran. I mean, sometimes I would sign up for 4 mics, 4 15-minute mics a weekend, and I ran the whole special for a couple of weeks.
Oh, and that's awesome.
I actually only just watched my comedy special, although it's been up since May. And I was like, oh, yeah, that was tight, you know. And yeah, I worked hard. It paid off. Yeah. So trying to, you know, move on to the next thing because it's a rush.
Yeah, definitely. It was really cool to see somebody you know, too, doing like an Amazon special. It was like, oh, I know her, and she's awesome.
It's cooler than going on Pornhub and seeing me.
Yeah, it's totally different because I'm like, oh my God, now I've seen hers and she hasn't seen mine.
But you described it, and I
did describe it. Yes, you probably got a good imagery of what it looks like.
Yeah, I mean, I'm imagining it. To be honest, I'm not a mom, so I've never seen a kid's pussy, you know? I'm happy to say, since I'm not a mom, I have never seen, I am not Ghislaine Maxwell, so I have not seen any underage pussy.
You know, I really haven't either. Although I did used to babysit when I was like 15, 16, and there was a little girl. And yeah, you're right. It kind of does look like that. Oh my God.
You know what? I babysat a lot too. But I wasn't that good of a babysitter. I wasn't helping them in their bedclothes. I was probably just drunk, like, go to bed, you know? In your jeans. I need a bath. No, you know, don't get me involved in any drama.
Yeah, right? Yeah, there was only one girl I babysat. She was my next door neighbor. And I think we were like, I don't know, maybe 9 years apart. Maybe, I think. Yeah. So I saw her in the bathtub once, I remember, but I wasn't like looking at it, you know, but I kind of remember.
Yeah. I've seen pictures of myself when I was little. I know what that thing looks like, you know?
Yes.
Yeah, I know what it looks like. Well, that's one thing. I have gotten a bush, so that's been different. A lot of the younger guys, like the fans, they're like, I love your bush. And I never thought I'd have one because even in high school, when I was pretty late bloomer. I started getting pubic hair. I started cutting it with scissors. I was like, oh, what's happening? I don't want to grow up. You know, I don't want to
yes. Like, I used to use my mom's razor in the bathroom and cut it off. And I know, sorry, Mom.
Nice. How old is your mom?
She is 63.
Okay, all right.
Or well, she will be 60. She will be 63 actually in October.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
and I remember seeing her stepping out of the shower as a child, like, "Whoa, welcome to the jungle."
Right? I remember seeing my mom naked too. I know, it's so weird.
And my son busted in on me like, I don't know, maybe a month ago. I'm in the shower doing like these crazy yoga poses, trying to fucking shave my pussy, and he whips open the curtain, he points, he goes, "Ew!" and just runs. I was like, oh my God, I have to start a therapy fund for this kid because, oh my God.
That's cool, your son's gay. That's cool. It's better now. It's better in these times. How old is he?
He is 2.5.
Oh, nice. The terrible twos.
Oh my God, they have arrived. When he was first turned 2, he was still great. But as soon as he hit 2.5, he's become like this bipolar freaking maniac.
Bisexual.
Yes.
That's funny.
He just like hits me randomly and like throws things at my head. It's kind of
like his dad.
Yes, yes, exactly. It brings me right back to his dad. He punched me in the face today, and I was thinking to myself, you know, even your father didn't do that, but you're doing it. Like, it's totally not cool.
Yeah. That's what do you keep in touch with his dad?
I do. He'll like sometimes like drop stuff off places for me to pick up, like food and stuff for him, and like pull-ups and things like that. But there is a full order of protection in between us, so we're not allowed to see each other. Yeah. Good. It's for 7 years. No visitation. Visitation was ordered by family court, but then family court told him that the criminal takes precedence over the family court, so it would be illegal if he did. And my son does love his dad. You know, he knows who he is. If I show him, because I show him pictures, I let him know who his father is. And
that's the best.
Yeah. And but now that he has Ronnie in his life, he calls Ronnie Papa for some reason. Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
It is so cute. And Ronnie has 9-year-old son, and he's actually coming here on Thursday or Friday, and we're going to introduce them. And I think that'll be a nice experience too.
Oh God, that 9-year-old is going to be like, this kid, you know? Oh my God, this is going to be a real test. I like it. I think you guys are ready.
It is, yeah. The first time my son David throws a toy at his head, it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah. I can't wait to see you'll have to let me know how that goes.
Oh, I definitely will.
What is your zodiac? I'm older, so I'm into this. What is your zodiac and what is Ronnie's?
I am a Taurus and he is a Taurus.
That's right, Taurus, Virgo. What is your actual birthday?
May 4th.
Oh, okay, the 4th. Got it. That we said.
Yep, and Ronnie's is April 22nd.
You know what? I love Taurus. Virgo, Taurus, always best of friends. That's what we were talking about one night at DATS. I remember now. A lot of my best friends are Tauruses, and that's a good match. That's a really good match. How cool. I love Taurus, both sexes, just really good people. Have you a lot of Virgo friends?
I do, actually, yeah. That's amazing.
A great match.
Yeah, when Ronnie and I first started dating, we looked up the Taurus-Taurus combination because every relationship I've been in, I look it up and it tells me it's going to fail miserably. Yeah. And Taurus said it's a great match, and like it could be a long-lasting love and really intense, and that's exactly what it is. Like, they are spot on with that shit.
This is wonderful. I smell a Zoom wedding.
Yeah. Oh, a Zoom wedding. Yes.
I need to get what's it called? Like, I want to be a minister, ordained. I need to get ordained, and I can marry
that would be fantastic. I would love that. That would make my complete. It would.
I have a few people who want me to marry them, so I need to get ordained.
Yeah, my first marriage, it was my friend's lesbian mother. She got ordained and she married us. I was her first wedding. It's horrible that it ended, but you know, my depression and drug addiction, that all fucked it up. I mean, my ex-husband was really nice. I would never badmouth him. Like, he's a really sweet guy, and he went through a lot with me, you know, suicide attempts and drug addiction and all that kind of shit.
Yeah.
But it was nice. It was cool. She just printed a thing offline, and there it was. She was able to marry us.
That's awesome. I should do that, but the truth is, I don't really believe in marriage, so maybe that's a bad vibe. But you know what? Don't feel bad. I mean, like, doing drugs is fun when you're younger. Sometimes shit just gets out of hand, you know, like, I really, like, I have no business getting back into the partying ways that I had. And your life has changed too. But that's the best thing, that it happens organically. You got busy with your son, you're busy with comedy. You know, it shouldn't be like this struggle. It should just be like, oh my gosh, things have changed. How great.
They have, yeah. If it wasn't for my son and getting pregnant, I'd probably be dead in a hotel room somewhere, because after shows, I would go back to the hotel room alone. I never brought anybody back with me. And I would just pop my morphine and just pass the fuck out. Like,
I've done some morphine. I've licked a morphine lollipop. It's a lot of fun. Yeah.
oh, I've never had one of those.
Oh, really good stuff. Yeah. I used to get pretty fucked up. I like downers a lot too. You ever do Dilaudid?
Oh my God, that was my favorite. Yes.
Even
and actually,
the name. Yeah. You sound like you're fucked up. Dilaudid. Dilaudid.
Yes. They actually overdosed me on that shit in the hospital. And then they blamed me for being an addict for asking for it. I was so fucked up, I don't remember asking for it once. You would think like the medical professionals would cut me off, but no, they didn't. They had to Narcan me because I went fucking code blue.
Oh my God. Wow.
And then the doctor comes in with like 15 patients, is accusing me of being this big drug addict, asking for pain meds. I had chronic pancreatitis, so I was in a lot of pain.
Yeah.
But also the mental relief from it was amazing. So of course I'm going to keep asking for it. and then the doctor leaves the room and she comes back and hands me a prescription for a bottle of 30 of them. If I was such an addict, why would you send me home with a bottle of 30? Like,
she's pretty cool to do that. She kicked you down, man. That's cool.
I know.
How did you get away from pills? Because I like pills. I was on Ambien for like 8 years. In fact, my dog, I just picked him up from the vet today, and Tramadol, you ever done Tramadol? It's pretty good, huh?
Yeah,
I need to find out
used
about
to take
dosage.
like 30 at a time, and that high would last for about 12 hours. Like, it was nonstop, but it made me itch so bad. I think I may have had an allergic reaction to it.
Well, I think itching too is kind of an OD symptom, right?
Yeah.
And yawning, were you yawning a lot and nodding?
Yes.
So that's going into overdose. I did that off of Roxy once, like a Oxy, I got real fucked up, and I woke up with the cat like on my face, like she was keeping me alive.
Oh damn! Yeah, I've overdosed, and I've woken up. My cats are all up on me, like, wake up, wake up. I actually quit because I met my baby's father, and we were doing morphine every night, and I took it one night, and it made me sick as hell, like for the first time ever. And I felt like something was like invading. I'm very in tune with my body, and I felt like something was invading my body, making me throw up. And sure enough, it was because I was pregnant. So I just quit everything cold turkey. The morphine, I was on like 10 different psych meds. I went through horrible withdrawal, but I knew that I wanted my son to be perfect. I wanted him to come out perfect and not addicted to anything.
Yeah.
And he was definitely more important to me than getting fucked up. I thought,
I really respect you as a mom and just as a person, and you're a really hard worker. And I know that when I saw you with Dad, and you got your comedy was tight, and you have like jokes per minute, and you've got it. And now you can kick back because you've got jokes, and you're funny, and you're disciplined. And unlike a lot of comedians, you're not just into it for the social, you're really into it for doing something with it.
Yes.
You've got your social at home, you've got Ronnie, you've got your kid, and I think you're a people person, but you also are really focused.
Yes, definitely. And I feel like if I can help one person, like I've had people come to me after shows and message me like, hey, thanks for talking about that kind of mental health shit. Like, I'm going through the same thing. And if I can help just like one person, like per show, or just one person all together, like I've accomplished what I'm out to seek, You
don't present as depressed though. That's what's a little weird. Like, you just don't seem to be, you don't seem like you're a victim mentality. You have a victim mentality. You don't seem to be feeling sorry for yourself. I'm only just getting to know you, but you tell me suicide attempts. I can't get my head around that with you.
I was very depressed. I haven't been really depressed since after the postpartum depression released, but I used to get so depressed. And I would always feel like I was a burden on my family. I was a burden on everybody that was involved. So if I just killed myself, and then they would be fine. And like, I would take 4 bottles of fucking pills to kill myself. And then 10 minutes into it, I'm like, fuck, what the fuck did I do? And I would try to throw up, and usually I could throw up. But one time I didn't, and I was unconscious for like 3 fucking days.
Yeah.
And that was super scary. Like, I think like people that probably are killing themselves, like if you're dropping off a building and you're changing your mind halfway down, there's no escape from that.
No,
you know?
No.
Yeah.
You must not have done your insides any favors, and that's a fucking pain in the ass. But I have a feeling that you are not a big complainer. So nobody saw it coming. You're just like, I'm a burden and this is not going to get any better. But you weren't like, victimized kind of thing. You just were depressed and like, get me out of here,
Yeah, I wouldn't tell people that I was suicidal. I would keep it to myself. I would stay in my bedroom, and then boom, all of a sudden one day I would try something.
Because you really were suicidal. You weren't just talking about it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people use it for manipulation and attention, and I dated somebody that used it for manipulation. Like, if you break up with me, I'm going to kill myself. And it's like, that's not cool. Like, if you're really thinking about killing yourself, I'll call the psych ward on you. Like,
people will keep you in any kind of lockdown. They'll go out of their way, physically intimidate, blackmail, guilt, whatever it takes, and that's just so impure.
It is.
Yeah, I've been in some rough relationships. It's I would like to meet somebody, but I would definitely rather be single than be trapped.
Yes, I agree. And Ronnie actually acts. He's triggered me a couple times with my PTSD. Like, he came up behind me one night and he bit me on my neck. And my son's father used to do that to me to mark me so that people knew I was his. So he used to give me like wicked hickeys, painful hickeys on my neck. And I was brought back to that moment, and I just freaked out. I ran to the bathroom, and he was like, "Hey, what can I do to help?" I'm like, just give me a minute. Like, I need to relax. And I couldn't identify it at that point. But when I was looking in the mirror, I said to myself, why the fuck are you freaking out of that? And then I thought to myself, oh shit, my ex used to do that to me, to mark me.
You just got triggered. You just got triggered. That's all. It happens. But Ronnie must understand PTSD too, because he's been in the military.
Yes. Yep. He understands it very well, and he's very disarming. Like, he can calm me down really quickly, which is good. And I go a little crazy sometimes. I'll admit it. And I overreact to things, and he calls that my little Al Sharpton in my head. He's like, easy Al, and I'll be like, oh shit, I'm doing it again.
Oh my God, Reverend Al. Oh my God.
Yeah.
My dad's like a Reverend Al fan. It's so cute. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Like, yeah. He's like, my dad is like so woke. It's so cute, And I'm like, Dad, like I don't think like all Black people are down with Reverend Al, or even most of them. Or he's like, well, listen, he's got some good ideas.
Jeez.
Oh, okay.
My dad is a huge Trump supporter, and
my God, no! My dad is woke as fuck. He's woke as fuck. They love Obama. My parents don't have a vote because they're British, but they knocked on doors canvassing for Barack. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Yeah, I totally voted for Hillary Clinton. I wanted her in. Some people say she's a cunt, but you know what? I heard her on the Howard Stern show where she was herself.
Yeah.
And she was amazing. She was funny. She was personable. She was likable.
Yeah.
Like, and I think, and she, she won the popular vote. Like, she should be our president. Just shit went really wrong.
And I don't even care if she were not likable. I always found her very likable. I liked a little bit of reserve around her. I always loved Hillary Clinton, but even if she were coming off cunty, I don't care. I want the most qualified Democrat to be president. I mean, I'm always going to vote Democrat. I don't care who the person is, but I want them. you know, I wanted Elizabeth Warren because I also have the Elizabeth Warren wig because I've done Elizabeth Warren porn, you know?
Oh my God, yeah, I saw that. I didn't click on it, but I saw that it was on
there. You know what? Maybe that one would be easier for you to watch because, oh, my Elizabeth Warren wig's over here. But maybe that one would be a little easier because it's like a character. But I did 4 scenes of Elizabeth Warren porn. And I'm kind of disappointed today because Kamala, I don't know how you say it. I just know
I don't know how you say it either.
Her. Yeah, I can't play her. I can't play her in porn. That's not going to happen.
No, you can't. You did look really good. You really did look like Elizabeth Warren in the pictures that I saw.
We're also the same height. We're the same weight. I've got facial features like her. I've got tits like her.
Yeah.
Those porns were really funny. I have this whole DVD, Scoring with Warren. So yeah, I was like, if she gets to be vice president, I'm gonna get work all the time. And I was just gonna cut my hair, you know, I was just gonna have like the short hair and the glasses, and people on the street could have been like, hey, there's the porn Elizabeth Warren. There she is.
That's right. You know? That's right. I've learned a lot of my sex skills from porn. Jenna Jameson like taught me all the good things, like, you know, when you're blowing a guy to look up at him and play with his balls and all that kind of stuff. And I think I've learned my best tricks from porn. Really.
That's cool. That's good because, like, they say porn can teach a lot of guys to be like too aggressive and just thinking that, you know, stick it in and the harder you ram it, the more satisfying it is. And it's definitely not, but that is a lot of porn sex is like that, you know, no foreplay and deep and fast and hard. And you're like,
I could imagine. And all the like taboo, like incest stuff has kind of come around because, well, not really incest, I guess, but like stepmother and stepbrother and stepsister.
Incest.
Yeah, it's basically incest. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, that's the highest category in porn. Step family. Yeah, definitely. No, that's very much based on that taboo lust, and yeah, I've done a lot of that. I mean, the shoot I did yesterday, Perv Nana. You know, I'm like, oh, grandma's missed you. In fact, I probably did too much dirty talk where I referred to myself in the third person. I guess we can blame Alzheimer's, though. It is granny porn. That's right.
That's right. That's right. I saw one, I think I saw like a couple of them where you're actually wearing granny panties. Now, I have a question. Would people buy used granny panties?
Oh, hell yeah, yeah. People go crazy. Guys go crazy over granny panties, all kinds of panties. I mean, I have like, you know, a whole stash, you know, everything from like kind of a granny hipster brief, you know, something like this, cotton hipster granny panty. This is my favorite kind, you know, comfortable and kind of a little androgynous. I like androgynous looks. And then guys go crazy. People go crazy over these satin panties. This is sort of like a retro, this bikini style. Yeah. This is also a big seller. Yeah, definitely. And then all the way up, they like that.
Yeah, that's good. How much do you sell panties? Do you sell used panties?
I sell panties. It's $30, and that includes shipping and handling.
Oh, cool. Now, where can they find that kind of stuff if they're looking?
Virtualsexworker.com is one of my sites that has some of my sales on it. In fact, I really need to add more panties to that. People buy them off my OnlyFans, off my Southern Charms. Yeah. But if you want any for any reason, like to play a joke on Ronnie, I'll just send you them for free. You know, my friends don't have to pay. Oh, that would be
fantastic.
My friends don't have to
my
pay.
Address.
Yeah, seriously. Just I'll put them in the mail. Like one thing though I've noticed is that, you know, you get older and you're not as wet as you used to be, and my guys really want the real experience. So I do think that selling panties is a younger girl's game, but I'm gonna stay in it.
Oh, hell yeah, you might as well.
Once you start.
That's
like,
right.
You know, you're getting branded as that crazy comedy lady who sells her panties for COVID season. You might as well stay in it, especially once we get a vaccine. Vaccine special.
There you go. Yeah, I can imagine there's a huge freaking market for that because I sell my stuff. I sell like personal stuff on Macari to make a little extra money, and that's like in their rules. You can't sell panties.
Yeah. Well, I'm selling them like as masks.
There you go. I love it.
Just try to help people stay safe. Well, I mean, if I'm getting tested, then I feel like okay about doing it. You know, in porn, I mean, like porn came back and very strict rules, and everyone was like, how are we going to cope with this new burden on shooting where we have to get tested and it takes extra time, but porn's doing it.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. I think that's really awesome. Now, can you receive tips on like Pornhub and things like that?
Yeah, Pornhub's great like that.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
Pornhub's
cool.
really good. People tip you. They subscribe. They commission custom videos. They send you a tip for your panties. They buy like just your material, you know, your oh hey Jamie, do you have a clip where someone squirts milk all over your body and pretends it's cum? Yes, I do. You know, do you have a clip where you fuck a sea monster? Yes, I do. You know, so whatever their fetish is, I've got it. I mean, I'm 52 years old. I have a lot of trash.
Yeah, that's fucking awesome. Ronnie the other day was like, hey, you've got a tripod. Let's make a video.
You
like,
know,
hell
a lot of people are going on Pornhub or they start an OnlyFans. I just think, yeah, you would. But I get it too. You've got your legit comedy career. And I pushed it and I hid what I did. And I was not able to go out for commercials anymore. But you know what? Porn pays better. All the commercials are like non-union now. Nobody's auditioning for much of anything anyway. And porn, like you just get the job, you go, you do the job, you get paid. Commercials is like this pain in the ass, audition, call back, long ass day, waiting around, waiting to get paid. You know, let's get on with it.
Yeah. I definitely agree. After this, actually, I'm going to be FaceTiming Ronnie. Let's try to get a little action. Although he said he's gonna save up for me for Sunday when because I told him that when my period comes, it's blowjob week, and he was all excited about that, of course.
Oh, that is cool. There's, you know, I want to get back into that. Well, maybe this really bodes well with me getting back on OkCupid. Although, you know what does get weird, honestly, April, is like guys will join your OnlyFans and go, I saw you on OkCupid, and you know, well, are you dating? I mean, it just gets kind of awkward. Like when you sort of become like a public figure, even a broke ass white trash one, it still gets weird to be like putting it out there, you know?
Yeah, definitely. I could see that. Yeah,
where else you gonna find love in COVID season except on the apps?
Oh, I know. It's so true. And like, I'm surprised I even went on a date, but you know what? I'm like, you know what? I already had COVID. I just had bronchitis. I just had the flu. Like, what else could happen? Like, really?
You're like, let's get herpes.
Yes.
I'm so glad you met someone cool.
Thank you. And I hope you do too. That'd be really great.
I just want to have a little interaction, but you know, if not, I've got so much going on with projects and comedy and everything, and so do you. And I'll see you Saturday at that Fans Showcase.
Yes, definitely. I look forward to it. I definitely look forward to it. Thank you for being on my show. I'm so excited to have you on here. We will definitely have to do it again because this is a lot of fun. I've had a blast, let me tell you. And it's not just the Guinness talking. I've actually had a blast.
I always have fun talking to you. You know what I definitely think we should do? I think we should do this Zoom satire where I'm your birth mom. I gave you up for adoption like when I was in college or something. And then you have this Zoom call with me and I'm kind of like, oh, shit, you know?
Yes.
We're just catching up and you know, like a really weird, awkward call. Like
I would love that. Because we do kind of look alike with the hair and everything.
Yeah, you totally look like you could be with my kid, you know?
Yes.
So that would be so fun. And I'm kind of like, oh, I'm doing porn in the valley. I'm sorry. And you're welcome, you know? Like both. It could be really awkward. Yeah. And we could just play it straight. You know what? I think I'll work on a script for that and we'll just do it. It'll just be content.
Hell yes. Let's do it.
Okay, good.
Hell yes. Where can we find you on social media?
Okay, Sally Mullins 1 on Twitter. I tweet some good shit. You know, my Twitter game's strong. Sally Mullins 818 on Instagram. And check out virtualsexworker.com for all the other stuff, you know, panties, etc.
All right, cool. Awesome. Well, thank you for joining me tonight. And everybody, enjoy your week. Be kind to one another. And